Welcome to Paranormal Almanac with your host, Kurt Sandvik.
That's right, I'm your host, Kurt Sandvik, and in this week's edition of Paranormal Almanac, let's just have some fun and talk paranormal. But first, as always, we have shout-outs. Now, this might be a little bit disconnected from the intro. I'll be honest, I am doing the shout-outs a week after this episode was recorded because, well, as you just heard from the intro a second ago, I'll be talking to the Sean Bishop. So here I am talking from the future a week later. So I'm going to do the shout-outs, then we get into paranormal news, and then I'm going to throw it right back to, well, me, past me, and Sean. I can't wait for you guys to hear this conversation. It is always a blast to not only catch up with Sean Bishop, but have him on the show. It's something I've wanted to do on the regular show. I had him on the live show, as you'll hear. But it's something I've wanted to do on the regular show for a while for all those people that missed those live shows during the pandemic. And yes, I know I keep saying, and we're going to do more live shows. We really are. I really am going to do more live shows. Don't worry. It's just a matter of finding the hours in the day. But yeah, I've always wanted Sean to be on the show. One of the biggest regrets I have in life, really, is Joe Teague, my best friend Joe Teague, wanted to be on the show, and it just never came to be. The stupid pandemic happened. I didn't want to do a remote interview with him. I wanted him to be on the show, and then he died, so I couldn't do it. So I was very, very happy that I could get Sean Bishop on the show, another one of my best friends, because, again, I don't want to have that kind of regret that, you know, when Sean moves away, damn it, I wish I would have had him on the show. But also, just like hanging out with the guy. He's the best freaking guy in the world. I love him. We got to do a couple of drinks. We got to have a couple of tiki drinks in the tiki bar before the show. So if we seem a little slurry or seem a little like having to really think about things, well, that's why. Tiki drinks will do that to you. But all right, let's get into the shout-outs. Shout-outs going out to all the patrons. Head on over to patreon.com/paranormalalmanac. Thank you so much to the patrons. They are truly the ones that support the show and keep the show going. So if you want to support the show and keep the show going for as little as $1 a month, be a patron, patreon.com/paranormalalmanac. But shout outs to CBlue36, Sophie Alice, Your Local Cryptid, Flory, Jen, Danny Darkcypher, Hey Howdy Hi, Sarah Jane, Angie, Lisa Cervantes, Curious Hedgehog, Diana, Mr. J, George Berg, Casey the Pitbull, and all of the puppies, including Stitch, Deb B, Newt MacGyver on it, B Melty, Avril, Loch Ness, not a monster, Stacy, Leviathan, Stiggy, Johnny the Pommy, JT, Doogie Whore, Mike G, Tracy B, Rachel, Alec, Karen, Duran, Lori, Rebecca, Ann, Stephen Scher, Hey Howdy Hi, Jane Ann, Jennifer, Heather G, Zuzus, What's It, Paula, Nico Scher and the Mouse, Tortuga, Andy, Virginia Mailman, Tony the Magician, Vicky, Crow, Isabel, Jen, Amber, Tracy, Sandy, Paige, Couch, Scott, Andrea, Vanessa, If I Was the Devil, Elizabeth, Sherry, Hey Howdy Hi, Art Muffin, Tim, East Clintwood, Kenneth, Alexandra, Zozo the Demon. Little mix up there, mixing it up a little bit. Hayden, Cindy, Ashley, Robin, Lauren, Russell, Isabel, Audra, Dorian, Cindy, Jerry, Jeff T, Hey Howdy Hi, buddy. Lawrence, the Lawrence Strawn, Veronica, Hey Howdy Hi, Autumn, Nanashi, Todd, Jamie, and Elijah Hendrickson, Dan, Laura Pitts, and the one, the only, the best, the longest running patron in the world, the Gamer Fan. That's right, with 3 special shout-outs this time. Technically, I guess 4 special shout-outs. Shout-outs to Joe Teague, I was just talking about him, my boy Stitch, and then a special shout-out to Kathy and Tim from Las Vegas. You know who you are. E-facts. Alrighty, let's get right on in to paranormal news. Nope, that's the wrong button, Kurt. Let's get right on in, try that again, to paranormal news.
Ghosts and demons that haunt the night. Strange objects fly through the sky. Shadow people are spending the night again. Black-eyed children knock on my door. A portal to hell opens in my room. Time travel man says the world is changing soon.
Don't fucking shoot Bigfoot. Alrighty, the first story in paranormal news. There's actually a lot of them, but I'm going to actually split up the paranormal news because I already have the next episode more than half written. I found a really great... It's an episode I've been wanting to do for a while. Before I get to paranormal news, let me just tell you about the next episode. It's an episode I've been wanting to do for a little while, for quite a while, actually, and I was like, all right, I can do it, but it's going to be a really short episode. So what I'm now doing is trying to find another story to attach to that episode to kind of make it at least an hour for you guys, as I try to do all the time. But I'll read some of these paranormal news on this one and the rest on the next one. The truth is out there. Where, when, and maybe spot a... Where, when, to maybe, there we go, spot a UFO. If you're a civilian looking to the skies in hope of seeing a UFO, here are the top 5 states now in 2026 where it is likeliest to see a UFO. 1, Vermont. 2, Washington. 3, Montana. 4, Alaska. And 5, Maine. Want some cities? I can do that for you too. 1, Sarasota, Florida. 2, Boise, Idaho. 3, Orlando, Florida. 4, Salt Lake City. 5, Spokane, Washington. Now, what I thought was odd about this is every year, California is on the top list. Michigan on the top list to see UFOs. Not mentioned in either of these, the cities or the states. So it's mixing it up a little bit, although Florida's getting a lot. Florida got, 2? Yeah, Florida got 2 of the cities. But there you go. They say those are the places in 2026 with the most UFO sightings. So if you're in any of those states and or cities, get out there and see a UFO. And if you're in Southern California tonight and you look up in the sky and you think you see a UFO, it's not. It's just SpaceX. You don't have to send those to me. It's just SpaceX. If it looks like a jellyfish, that's just a rocket. Alrighty, up next to paranormal news. A man claims after DNA testing, the Bigfoot body he found is 58% Neanderthal and 41% human. Also, Kurt here, when did it become Neanderthal? It was Neanderthal when I was a kid. Is that a Mandela effect? If it is, I don't like it. I'll be honest, I don't like it either way, because I want to say Neanderthal, but now it's even spelled Neanderthal. I don't like it. Someone get back to me. So, Snake claims he tested the DNA at Cornell's veterinary DNA laboratory. A man claims to have found the first scientifically verified Bigfoot specimen. Again, the body has 58.5% Neanderthal. Ooh, they spell it Neanderthal here, but it's still tall. And 41.5% human DNA. Known as Snake, the Bigfoot hunter, Snake Stewart claims to have found the body while camping. Snake claims that after DNA testing at the Cornell's veterinary DNA lab, oh, it's this one. I just looked at the photo. I remember this Bigfoot finding. I still have to do that. I know some of you are thinking, yeah, you talked about, doing something similar. I know. I will. Trust me. I haven't forgotten. I've moved now, so now I can. But he says this. Well, actually, let's listen to him because you got to listen to this guy.
This is after doing the DNA test at Cornell Veterinary Bio DNA Lab, we found that this is 58.5% Neanderthal / Denisovan, which is European Neanderthal mixing with Asian Neanderthal, and then this 41.5% remaining, that is human. So what we have is a Neanderthal human hybrid.
Okay, well, take me back for a moment here. So there's an actual lab that tested this, and found that it's
Yes.
58.5% Neanderthal.
Yes. And these things, that Neanderthal side that has been evolving over the millennia, okay? These things have remained very aggressive, okay? And then that 41.5% human side, which we did find Native American DNA in there as well. So
What?
at some point before the Bering Land Strait closed, they migrated over here. But that 41.5% it makes them highly intelligent, okay? And what we're dealing with is a species that is very few. They're highly endangered, and that is why we do not see them, okay? There are very few of them.
So what exactly did you find that you sent off for samples to test?
So when I found my specimen, I was about 2 weeks deep caveman camping. I call it, basically not using fire, just kind of being one with nature. And I slowly made my way into this area where I had seen some examples of Bigfoot activity, and that's when I smelled this decaying body. Okay, and Bigfoot naturally smelled, but this thing was like I call it like stink on top of stank, and I wound up following my nose, and that's when I found this 8-foot long, 300-pound Bigfoot specimen. You know, and
I'm going to pause it right there because they're in the video part of this. They're showing the Bigfoot that he had on display in Detroit Fairgrounds, I believe it was. It is the fakest looking Bigfoot I have ever seen in my life. So just keep that in mind while you're listening to this guy with the worst wig on and a really cheesy cowboy hat.
This thing has completely changed my life. Just the whole process of getting this out of the woods, getting it taxidermied, getting the DNA brought to labs. Now, I got kicked out of a few labs and trying to get proper blood work and stuff done at specialty labs is extremely expensive. So it was a miracle I was able to get this done at the Cornell lab. And the results have, you know.
And I'm going to pause right there to say that no, it's not. If you showed up with a dead Bigfoot body, no scientific lab would turn you away. If they looked at it and went, wow, that's a real dead Bigfoot body, they're not going to be like, all right, well, we got to charge you if you want to know what the DNA will be. So calling bullshit on that. Let's keep going.
You know, draw so many different conclusions about our history and evolution. And it's drawn, obviously, skepticism from a lot of religious organizations who believe we're all made in the eye of God. So we're getting a backlash from people who have preconceived notions on what Bigfoot could be, and also people who just flat out disbelieve because they believe that we're part of God's divine plan. Okay, well, let me tell you, we are just one of many things.
So the specimen that we were just seeing video of, you found that dead body somewhere in Michigan?
No, this is in Adirondack Park in upstate New York.
Okay.
And we plan on bringing this body over to Michigan later this fall. We're trying to share it with as many people as we can because this thing is groundbreaking. And as you mentioned in the opener, there are a lot of sightings in Michigan as well. Yeah. And we're seeing different types of body type and different types of hair patterning depending on where you are in the States. So it's a fascinating kind of phenomenon we're dealing with here.
All right, so you're going to take this on tour, on exhibit. I'm assuming that you're anticipating running into people who believe and a whole lot of skeptics.
Yeah, you know what? There are people out there who put a lot of investment in that Patterson-Gimlin film that was from the 60s showing that Bigfoot walking through the California riverbed. And, you know, that was an obvious hoax. And all of those people have believed in that, all said that Bigfoot was a great ape. And I'm out here, I've been preaching this Bigfoot Bible, and I'm telling the world that Bigfoot is Neanderthal human, a hybrid. So I'm going to get backlash. And, you know, a lot of people, they disbelieve until they get face to face with an actual Bigfoot. And I tell you what, if you get face to face with one of these things, they are highly aggressive. And in that situation, your odds of getting out of there alive are very slim.
Okay.
No.
I'm trying not to be too skeptical with you here live because I'm trying to soak this all in and understand it at the same time. Is there any kind of dating on that on the body you found as to how old it might be?
Yeah, so we did study the teeth, and that's basically how you can determine the age. And so we estimate our specimen between 18 to like early 20s. So you have to picture that too. This is like let's say a 20-year-old creature that's 8 feet tall, 300 pounds, and we found in its stomach a diet that's consistent of a scavenger lifestyle. So these are opportunity eaters. These migrate vast territories. We think that ours up in Adirondack Park live nearby cave systems where they either spend part of the year or use as coverage.
Gotcha. Okay, so when do you anticipate bringing this to Michigan?
Right now, we're planning on doing Detroit area, Chicago, and Indianapolis in November. So we're basically looking for a place to do share with the book and the body. So it's got to be a place that can accommodate an interesting setup.
Yeah, and a whole lot of people. Okay, Snake the Bigfoot Hunter, please let me know when it's coming because you and I are going to have to meet face to face and have this conversation again.
I can't wait, my man.
Okay. All right. Take care, my friend.
Okay. So, Snake Stewart is his name. The Bigfoot Hunter is his title, I guess. Very interesting looking dude. Very interesting story. All righty. Up next in paranormal news. I mean, I can't say he's fake, but it's the fakest looking Bigfoot I've ever seen. And there's a lot of fake Bigfoot. Up next in paranormal news, security guard films ghost child at Colombian cinema. What it is basically I had to have it translated because someone sent this one to me, and I was like, yeah, I don't speak Colombian or whatever. A security guard at a Colombian cinema captured footage of a ghost kid roaming around an empty building. It was filmed during an overnight patrol at a movie theater in the department of Antigua? Sure. In the footage, the kid he's standing at the lobby. It's an empty, obviously, movie theater, and starts crying, basically. So I'm going to play it a couple of times here because it's not that long. So it really looks, I'm pausing right there. So it really does look like a little kid is at the counter, obviously crying like, little kids do at the mall. Now the kid turns either away from the camera or towards the camera. And then just wanders off to the left. And this is where the cameraman just does not film at all, and it's just like pointing at the sky. So some people say, too loud. So some people are saying that the kid disappeared. For a brief second, it looks like a kid disappears, but I don't think that. I think the camera was just trying to focus and focused out and then focused back in, and then the kid wanders off to the left. But again, by the time that person, it's starting again. By the time that person gets over to where the kid wandered off camera, the kid can't be found. Well, yeah, of course, because you take like 30 seconds to move 10 feet to your right. So it's weird. It is odd. For a brief second, it does look like the kid disappears. I'll throw it on the Facebook fan page. Do I think it's a ghost? No, I think it's a little kid in a mall by himself crying. Up next in paranormal news, Trump has bombshell speech. Hold on, I got to get rid of that pop-up. Trump has bombshell speech that will reveal truth about UFOs, written and ready. That's right, alien expert Mark Christopher Lee claims that President Trump is preparing to make an announcement about incidents involving craft and beings of non-human origin. Yes, we've all heard this. We've heard this from the first time he was president. We've heard this from the second time he's president. So far, nothing astounding has happened in the UFO community, but This guy says, oh no, he's got it. He's got the speech ready, and it's a bombshell speech written and ready. And he said he could finally tell the world what the U.S. government knows about UFOs. They say it is a historic soft disclosure, and he claims that it would reference major incidents from the past 80 years, and he will go further by suggesting some of these incidents involve craft and beings of non-human origin. I hope so. I really do. Look, do it. Prove me wrong. Do it. Alrighty, up next in paranormal news. I think I'm going to make this the last one. Ooh, I might make that. I'm going to have to wait for the next one because that page is locked for the moment, which is weird. I'll do this one instead. I'll skip that one. I'll save that one for the next one. Hideo Kojima wants to, or is it Kojima? I think it's Kojima, though. Wants to take horror research to a level that sounds almost too strange to be real. If you don't know who he is, he's an incredible video game designer. And he has an upcoming horror project being developed with Xbox Game Studios. Now, he explained that he and his team have already scanned real locations, real haunted locations for the game. But he wants to go even further by capturing a ghost, a paranormal entity. And he said he jokes that he wants to win an award for being the first person to capture a ghost on camera for a video game. I think it's awesome. Let's do it. That would be the best paranormal video game out there if he could do it. So I'm going to say yes, please, and thank you. All right, with that, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I'm probably already talking to Sean Bishop, so enjoy that conversation. I know I will. I can't wait to listen back because, again, we were drinking tiki drinks, and I don't have a 100% recollection on the conversation that we had, but looking forward to it.
And it's not going to be just me because I have a very, very, very special guest. The one, the only, the Sean Bishop is here straight from Hawaii, hanging out with me for just a little bit. Couple of tiki drinks in him, and I figured, why the hell not just hang out? Hey, Sean, welcome to the show, man.
I am psyched to be here as always.
Have you ever been on a regular episode? You've done live episodes, but a regular episode of the show?
I don't know if I have.
I don't think you
I
have.
know we've done live episodes, and
which
we
means
we got callers in and stuff.
Yeah,
like that, which was fun.
Yeah, which means that there are stories that you have from your house in Pasadena that that not a lot of the fans have heard. Then
interesting, very interesting. Yeah, I do.
So
also from Hawaii, which is
that is true. That is very true.
Super haunted as shit.
So would you say, of the three places that you've lived, New England, California, especially the house you lived in California, and then Hawaii, which one, or all three were obviously paranormal, which one is the most paranormal or the most different paranormal?
Hawaii.
Really?
Yep.
Now that surprises me, knowing some of the stories you're going to tell me that I'm going to make you tell me about the Pasadena house. That surprises me that you didn't just say Pasadena.
It's not. Pasadena had small events. Hawaii has a very, very chaotic energy to it. And there's a lot of different types of ghosts there. You got Hawaiian ghosts, that Hawaiian energy. You've got a ton of Japanese ghost energy.
Really?
Which is tons of Japanese living over in Hawaii.
Yeah, I get that, but I wouldn't have thought. I mean, I guess it would come with them. Some people have stuff attached to them.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the show American Gods?
Oh yeah. Oh, I love
Such
American
a great
Gods.
friggin' show.
Loved it. Brian
But
Fuller's brilliant.
I absolutely subscribe to the theory that you bring your gods with you where you go. Like the energy comes and they can remanifest.
Oh, I agree. with that.
I think that's totally
yeah,
true.
and you're right. Ancestors would be attached to people. Ancestors would be, or even spirits would be attached to things that you're bringing over from your homeland.
I can tell you, you'll appreciate it. Let me kick off my guest spot with my Hawaiian ghost story.
I like it. I like this.
So there's a circular loop that's right down by the edge of the water on the Hilo side of the Big Island. That has been there forever, and there's a bunch of resort hotels down there.
Yeah,
and a couple of structures, but there's 2 hotels that are completely boarded up and abandoned.
Really?
Yes, And Kelly and I were taking a walk around the loop, which is a big, long sort of, elongated loop, just to take a walk. And we got up to that hotel, and I stopped. And Kelly was like, "Is everything okay?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to walk by this hotel." I'm like, "This place is fucked up. This has a Shining vibe." It absolutely had like an Overlook hotel vibe.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Nah." I was like, "Let's turn around and go back." I was like, "I don't feel good." And as we turned around and crossed the street, I felt what felt like a hand swoop down the back of my head and down my back.
Ooh.
To the point where I jumped ahead. I went, I was like,
So not even like trying to pull you back towards
no,
it.
just a
hello.
Yeah,
It's
just a hi.
We are here.
Yeah. And Kelly was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, let's go. So we drove home. And that's the big thing that I didn't understand. I did research after the fact. It finds out that a lot of the spirits, for some reason, especially Japanese spirits, they will follow you home.
Oh, yeah. No, that is very true.
Yep. So, and I remember the one ghost tour that I went down on that in that area. The woman who conducted the tour brought sage and saged everybody before they went home.
Nice.
And I didn't have any of that, and it didn't even occur to me because we just went out for a fucking walk.
Yeah, you're not.
You know what I mean?
You're not
There
ghost
were
hunting.
Other people jogging around there, like everybody at a twilight walk.
Yeah,
But since I'm a goddamn magnet,
you really are.
yeah. So were you, honestly.
Yeah. No, I don't think as much as
But
you,
mostly
though.
when we're together, we
Yes.
just attract weird people.
Oh, God, yeah. The Catalina experience alone. Yeah.
Dude, Tiki Oasis.
Yeah.
With that lady that came up to
weird
the
lady.
bar. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
That's true, man.
Yeah. But anyway, so
Tangents will happen, people.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Please forgive me, audience. So we get back home. Kelly goes up to the blue house, and I'm at the yellow house on the
Yep.
Hawaii property. And I'm there, and our bed is in a loft upstairs.
Yeah.
And our bed was seated right against the window. And I usually occupy the left-hand side, so I was on my side of the bed, leaning up against the window, with the cats on the bed. And at one point, the energy just became heavy in the room, like electric. And I was
Sure.
like, and I sat up, I'm like, what is this? And then the cats both raised their heads and started looking around. And suddenly they both turned their heads toward the window behind me.
Nope.
And right as they did, I heard like something running up the side of the house.
Oh.
And then onto the roof. And then then stopped. And I shot up out of the bed like, what the motherfucker? You know, the cats both darted out of the way like they had heard a gunshot. And I just stood there in the middle of the room, and I put my shoes on. I ran back up to their house where Kelly was like, there's a fucking ghost on the outside of the goddamn fucking building. And she was like, what happened? I'm like, oh, no. I was completely...
Wait, so you ran from the one house to the other. I can only assume in my mind through like a tropical part of Hawaii to get
Correct.
to the between houses.
Correct.
With a known or a suspected ghost outside the house.
Let's call it a reflex.
Yeah. Holy,
That I
that
just
is
shot
bad
out
move.
a path up through the jungle into the other house, and I'm like...
That is people yelling at the movie screen. What the fuck are you doing, you idiot?
Completely. Don't go in there!
Yeah.
And I did it. You know, and I didn't go back over to the other house until Kelly came with me, and I was like, I'm not going back there by myself.
Now,
Like,
did you ever
something-
look up either of those hotels to figure out if A, they're haunted, or B, why the
it's
hell are they just boarded
completely
up?
bad energy on the one hotel that we went by.
Really?
Yeah, it's been boarded. A whole lot of shit happened there, and nobody's ever picked up the lease on it to
Wow.
restore it. And I'm like, that's probably better. Could you imagine if they restored it and you went and stayed in there? It would be like the where's the one fucking downtown?
Oh, the
Now,
Cecil?
Stay on Main.
The Cecil, yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
It had that vibe to it.
I've told Sean this many a time, just as I've told every listener on the past couple episodes. You need to be watching Widow's Bay, and when you do watch it, you'll know why I say that.
I've started watching clips of it, and people
don't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling it. It's just like people talking about how much they love the show.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm gonna have to, when Kelly and I can sit down
when
and
you get
do
some
nothing,
time.
which will be soon.
Exactly.
We'll just catch up on all that.
And
TV
I know
missing.
you're gonna be texting me going that I'm right.
Like,
I
holy
know
shit.
you will.
Holy shit.
But all right,
Yeah.
so Hawaii Ghosts, different than even I expected it to be. Hawaiian ancestry ghosts.
Yeah.
What are they? The Watchers or the
Night Marchers.
Night Marchers? That's
Yep.
exactly it.
Yep.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep.
I thought you were gonna say it's stuff like that.
No, scares the shit out of me. I've never seen it. But I'll tell you something, too. There's something about the air in the sky there that is different than here. And I don't know if it's because we're out in the country that we don't have any light pollution.
Yeah.
But there's something about the moon, and because you're closer to the equator over there. When it's
True.
a full moon, on nights when it's a full moon, man, dude, you could walk in the dark and never lose your way. That's how bright it
Really?
is. Yeah.
Which is how it should be.
It's like a
here.
midnight sun. It's pretty incredible. And there have been more than several occasions where I've walked out onto the lanai, at night because I can't sleep, and look up and I'll see shooting stars everywhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the Milky Way, it's just it's all up there.
That makes me miss home for that kind of stuff. But even home
Right?
nowadays, I
That's
don't think.
Michigan, right?
Yeah. I think even nowadays, like where my grandparents lived, I think I know it is still like that. It is the Aurora Borealis
Yep.
and the Milky Way and all
Yep.
that jazz. But so all right, so you got your Hawaii.
Yep.
Now let's focus for a hot minute on
Pasadena. Yeah. What about it?
So you lived in a craftsman house. That a gorgeous. When was it built?
1911.
See, I should have it right in front of me. So 1911. It was built in 1911. And how long did you live there?
Almost 20 years.
20 years.
Yep.
And how quickly?
There she is.
There she is. Yep, built in 1911. Man,
Beautiful.
gorgeous craftsman.
Yeah, thank you.
Craftsman house. How quickly when you moved in did you go? There's something in here.
First day.
Can you tell me about
Yeah.
that first day?
I can tell you about that first day. So I walked in. It was after the house had been tented for termites. So all the
What's
closet
that?
doors. That's a chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. We're looking at a photo of his house, and I was like, what the hell's in your window, man?
What is that? Is it still there? So after after it was tented for termites,
Yeah.
I took possession of the house. I opened it, and all the cabinets and all the closet doors and everything were open because it had been tented.
Yep.
So it took me like 10 or 15 minutes going around closing everything. And I closed the closet door across the hall from what you know is the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Closed it. And as I was moving stuff around in the studio, the door opened by itself and hit the wall with sort of a dull. So I go over to it. I close it. I latch it. I make sure that it's latched. I pull on it a couple of times. It's not going to open.
Yeah, it's not a slanted floor or any nonsense like that.
Right. So I go into the studio again across from that hallway, and I'm moving shit around, and it opens again and thuds against the wall. And I look at it again. I'm like, the fuck? So I walk out, and I grab it. I close the door, make sure it's latched, and I turn around to go back into the studio, and I just say, to make myself feel better, gee, I hope that wasn't the ghost. And the door slammed open and hit the wall at that point.
Which is, I'm going to pause right here for a second because, again, I could take you on a tangent, but I'm not. We'll get back to it. But that is very reminiscent of an incident that you and I had happen at another haunted house in Los Angeles.
Oh, yes.
Very interesting.
Tell that story.
No. Keep going on this, and then we'll go to that.
We're talking about...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, continue this one, and then we'll get to that.
Yeah, no, I'm a fucking magnet. So I said, I hope that's not in the door. Swung open and hit the wall, like with a hard thud. At which point I turned around and I said, nope. And I walked out of the house and I didn't go back for 2 days.
And what do you do? Because you're pot committed. It's your house now.
I am. I actually tried to get out of it. I wanted to get out of the sale. I called the real estate guy. And I was like, this house is fucking haunted. And he was like, well, when I was there, I didn't feel anything. I'm like, because you're a soulless real estate guy. I wouldn't expect it to show itself to you. I was like, but like, I've got poltergeist shit going on around the house. And he went back to the lady I was buying it from, and she was like, I'll sue him. She's like, I'll sue you for trying to back out of the deal. I'm like, you bitch, you sold me a fucking haunted house.
Really?
And
do you think that she knew?
No, I don't think she was tuned in.
Wow.
And she didn't live in the house for 20 years. She had just let it cycle through for renters.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So who knows what the fuck went on in there.
100%. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I was just like... I remember I hadn't even met Kelly yet, so I hadn't even met my wife. So I called my buddy Gary Trousdale.
Yeah.
And I was like, they said they're going to sue me if I don't get... If I don't take this house. I'm like, I'm telling you, there's something not fucking right with this house. I have seen shit. I have, like Winston, I have seen shit that'll turn you white. That's exactly how it was. I'm like, I can't believe, cupboard doors opening by themselves, doors, I'm just like, fuck me. A couple of times I heard footsteps in the house. Like when Jay was staying with me, he was like, buddy, there were times when I thought you were home. And I'd call out and be like, hey, you home? And there'd be nothing, but I'd hear footsteps downstairs, and I'm like, shit.
And you had, didn't you have like a burnt footprint or burnt something?
Several of them in the floorboards outside of our bedroom.
I feel bad. I was like, I hear rum. What is she doing? Oh, she wants to go outside and go
she
pee.
Needs to pee.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, sweetheart. There you go.
Yeah, they were burnt. There were footsteps that looked like they were burned into the goddamn floor, the floorboards, which made it. It wasn't ink.
Wow.
It was weird.
I will say, I've only seen one, and it is a perfect footprint in the wood.
By the way, more specifically, a child's footprint.
That is true.
Which fucking creeps me the shit out.
So you haven't, at this point, you're in, you gotta be in, there's no way out. It's not just you, because Gary then had an incident almost pretty quickly right after that, right?
Gary did. Like, I had him over to the house a couple of times. I was like, all right, tell me I'm crazy. I'm like, this door's open. I'm going to close it. We're going to go downstairs. And in a couple of minutes, I'm going to ask you to go upstairs and look. And that's what happened. We sat in the light lamp room. Mm-hmm. And I said, now go upstairs and check. And I heard him go upstairs, step, step, step. And a big long pause. He goes, I'll be fucked. I'm like, the door open? He's like, yep. I'm like, mm-hmm. And we finally brought in, which his brother Steve.
Yep.
Who is a spiritualist, and he is a clairvoyant. He also sees spirits. Like he's been. What is that line from Thanos? You're not the only one who was cursed with knowledge.
Exactly.
I love that line. He's been cursed with knowledge since his birth. Being able to see shit. So he brought Steve over to the house one night, and his sons, Gary, and we did a walk through the house. And Steve was like, "Oh yeah, this room is fucked. This room is fucked. This is And that was the night where we captured the photograph.
That's why I was kind of waiting for that part of that.
Yeah. We call it the Muppet. Because both Gary's son and Steve were looking into the closet in our master bedroom. And we were snapping photos as we went. And back when, I don't think even I had a camera with a cell phone.
No.
It was literally
it was a camera. Yeah.
And, hi, Ron. And just out of curiosity, at one point we stopped. I said, hey, Gary, let's go back through the camera roll and see if there's anything there. And deet, deet. And Gary goes, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, what? And it looked like a black, dirty version of Cookie Monster.
It did. It really does.
Peeking up in the corner of the frame like he was like pretending, just fucking with us enough to reveal that he was there.
And just to clarify, this
Yeah.
is not...
You've seen this photo.
I've seen the photo,
Yeah.
and years ago, we had Sean on the live show, and he actually found the photo and shared it on the live show. But this is not it's someone's shadow, but you don't know whose shadow it was. This is not. It's a shadow of a lamp that kind of looks like it, or as someone was moving the camera.
It looked like an evil Muppet peeking into the frame.
Yeah, there is something that is blacker than black. Like when they say, like the Shadow Man is blacker than black.
Yes,
it
correct.
is blacker than
Correct.
black in this
Correct.
photo. And another little side fun fact. You guys would actually know. Well, actually, hold on. Let me back up let me take one step back.
Back up.
So, the Sean Bishop. Can you tell some people? That's what I say every time. Can you tell some people some of the stuff that they might know you for in animation?
Oh, in animation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I work between Disney and DreamWorks, and every other studio you might have heard of for 30 years. But some of the best runs I had were at DreamWorks, where I worked on stuff like Shark Tale and Flushed Away Over the Hedge. I got to write on Shark Tale, and I wrote 2 of the Shrek specials. The Shrek Christmas special, called Shrek the Halls, and the Shrek... Oh,
No.
I have a voice in Shrek the Third.
I don't know why I have Shrek the Third
That's
sitting there.
so funny. But the 2 Shrek holiday specials, I wrote the Christmas and the Halloween special.
So I bring that up because you've got who's, in my opinion, and I'll just say it, very big and very good in the animation world.
God bless you.
And in that same incident with the Black Muppet, the Dark Muppet, Shadow Muppet, whatever you want to call it.
Shadow Muppet.
Yeah. You have Gary Truesdale.
Oh, yeah.
And
we know who he is, right?
Yeah, who's Gary
Who
Truesdale?
Does anyone out there know who Gary Trousdale is? He is, he directed 2 films that you might have heard of. One is Beauty and the Beast.
Little film
that Disney did like a couple of years back, you may have seen. The other one is Hunchback of Notre Dame, which you also may have seen, but he also directed Atlantis.
We're talking the cartoons that you have all seen.
Everybody's grown up with.
Everybody's grown up with.
No, he and I became super close friends when we were both directing on the Shrek stuff that I previously mentioned. He was at my wedding.
Oh.
You know, it's so funny. Like, my wife is the biggest Disney nerd ever. And at one point, I leaned over to her, during that night, and I said, dude, the director of Beauty and the Beast is at your fucking wedding. Is at your wedding.
Didn't you have a Beauty and the Beast prop made for your wedding?
It was Shrek.
What is the rose? What's the rose from?
That was you're right, that was Beauty and the Beast.
Thank you. I was just saying, wait.
That was for our engagement, but
That's
we
what it
literally
is.
shipped that back
That's
to
what
the
it is.
wedding and had it on display there.
That's right. So yeah.
So for all of you who don't know, I made I got a giant thick ass bell jar, and I made a lighted base for it to fit around, and then I got a suction cup with fishing wire and suspended a rose above it with petals on the bottom like it was the Beauty and the Beast bell jar.
It was incredible. Absolutely beautiful. I watched him make it, and I still don't understand how he
And
did it.
before I finished it, Gary came over and blessed it, and I have a picture of him holding it up, and he's doing like the Pope thing, like with the hand blessing it. I'm like, you got your Beauty and the Beast rose blessed by the director of Beauty and the Beast.
So I just wanted to give you guys a little color to this paranormal incident that happens
It
in
was
a house.
batshit. It was batshit.
In this 100-plus-year-old house in
Right?
Pasadena.
Where, there was some guy and the director of Beauty and the Beast, and they were it sounds like a fever dream.
That's what I'm saying.
Explanation. It's insane.
People aren't going to believe it's real, but it is 100% real. I know
It is.
Gary as well. He's
And
yeah.
So Steve finished the ritual on the porch. And he had a couple of things that he wanted to do, and then he was going to burn sage in a decanter on the front porch. And he put the sage in the decanter after he did some incantation thing, and he lit it, and it went off like a gasoline bomb.
Yep.
so hot, like the flame shot out the top of the things, and it was a little skeleton shaped
Sure.
thing with eyes and hollowed out eyes and thing at the top of his head, and it literally shot off like you put a firework inside.
A typical horror movie trope before it was a horror movie trope.
Right? And then Steve jumped back. He goes, "Holy shit." I said, "Is this sage supposed to do that?" He went, "Nope." Mm-mm. And I was like, "Shit." And it burned so hot that it fused itself to the porch. Which still, every day I walk by, I see the little square.
I remember it. It's been a hot minute since I've been to the Pasadena house, unfortunately, but
We got to remedy that.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, one more time. But it's right there. I mean, there is evidence of everything that Sean is saying.
Physical evidence.
There's a photograph that I can't explain. There's the burn marks. There are eyewitnesses that had. My understanding was his kids had no idea of the ghost or any of that stuff, so they were taken aback even more than.
Oh, Gary's kids?
Yeah. So then you got people that corroborate this that had zero idea that that's what was going to happen there. Yep. And I am going to tangent to my own experience at your house. One of my favorite ones at your house, which was Sean was having a party for a bunch of people that were like Ghostbuster nerd party.
Imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
If you didn't know, Sean had a replica of the Ecto-1. If you ever saw the Ecto-1 in a commercial, that was Sean's. Mm-hmm. And that's how I explain it to everybody. It was picture perfect.
Look up the Walmart car commercial. We'll see my car.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And so there was a bunch of people over. I was in the backyard. I was in his, it's not a garage. It was a carriage house.
At the time.
Yeah. This was a carriage house that we used as a shop. And then if you'd walk in and you'd walk around to the corner, there'd be a fridge.
Yep.
So I'm having a conversation.
I know this story.
Oh, yeah. I'm having a conversation
great.
with somebody, and I see someone walk into the garage and kind of be like,
wasn't he dressed in white?
All white.
All white.
All white.
Yeah.
I don't know which way to go. And I went, oh, it's back. The fridge is back to the left. Thinking I'm just helping one of his friends. Fridge is back to the left. Sean comes around the corner, and I go, hey, someone was just looking for the fridge, and I turn around, and there's nobody in the garage. Yep. And there is no other way out of that garage without passing me and Sean.
Nope.
And I was like, it's a guy. He was in all white. And now that, like, once
you're not the first person to see the man in white.
And that's exactly
what we called him. We called him the man in white.
I had no idea about this man in white, that it was a thing. And then it was so normal when it was happening. But then, like, a minute later, when I was relaying it back, I was like,
wait a minute.
You're like, why would there be a man in white?
Right.
Why would this guy just walk past and then stop? And like, none of it made sense.
Right. It's funny. When I was teaching college at Laguna College of Art and Design, during the summer, I had a party for a bunch of my students. I'm like, hey, come on up and hang out. We'll grill. So you had like 25 kids there. And I had one student, her name was Bella, and she was a sensitive. And at one point, I walked by a group of them, and I saw Bella looking off into the garage, looking freaked out. And I went, oh. And I walked up to her and was like, everything okay? She's like, some guy just walked into your garage and disappeared. I said, was he dressed in white? She said, yeah. And I was like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
He does that. I'm like, oh, he does that. It's fine. But she, like, literally hid in a corner outside for the rest of the time. I'm like, sorry, Bella.
I loved it. I didn't know, and I loved it. And I had heard, like, oh, yeah, Sean's house is haunted, but we never see anything. And that's about as much as was ever told to me prior to that part.
We were sitting in the kitchen one night with Tony. When Tony lived with me, I let my friend Tony Troxel bunk with me for a while. I think it was me, him, Jay, and, like, 2 other people just sitting in the kitchen. And Tony goes, who's that guy that just came into your backyard? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, that guy all dressed in white. I'm like, I didn't see anybody go by the window. Are you sure you say? He's like, I'm sure, buddy. He just walked into your garage. And I'm like, that's the man in white. And I've never directly seen him. The only thing I've come close to seeing him is hearing the refrigerator door slam.
Yeah.
In that back corner, I turn around, there's nobody there. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, but there's definitely that house is a conduit.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, there were other stories from other people of someone walking into the fridge in the carriage house, the garage, whatever you want to call it, and it's
Stealing Mexican Cokes, motherfucker.
exactly, those are expensive. Come on, man.
But yeah, no, that house had a shit ton of energy.
And it was different energy. Like, I could feel the first time you took me upstairs, I felt bad energy.
Yep.
And then,
Definitely
but downstairs,
chaotic.
But downstairs,
Yep.
warm, loving, beautiful old house. You could tell it had been lived in for 100 years. It's, you could just feel that.
Can I tell you a great story? You'll love this story.
Yeah.
This is when I realized my son was a sensitive.
Uh-oh.
Where Kelly and I were laying in bed one day. It was like 5 a.m. Sun wasn't even up yet. And suddenly we could hear my son's footsteps running around, going, Mom!
And how old would he be at this time?
3.
Okay.
Mom! Nothing. You're sort of half slumbering and thinking, go back to bed. And then running across, to the kitchen, Mom! And then opening the back door, going, Mom! So finally I get up. I'm like, Connor. He looks at me. He's on the porch. And I'm like, why are you calling for Mom? She's in bed. We were sleeping. And he said she was calling to me. Ooh. And I went, oh. And I stopped and I looked at him for a very long moment. I said, who? He goes, it was Mom's voice. And I went, what was she saying? And he said, she was saying, Connor, where are you? Come find me.
Oh, yeah. No.
And I like, all the blood drained from my face.
Oh, yeah.
I said, where did you hear it? He goes, I heard it from outside. And I went, buddy, Mom was in bed with me. That wasn't her. If you hear that type of voice, come to our bedroom first.
Well, that's
I was like, something was trying to lure my fucking son out of the house.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's exactly it. How do you tell him? How do you warn him? Because it's not a stranger.
Yeah, how?
Yeah.
Disembodied voice. It's a ghost pretending to be Mom. Yeah. Wrap that around his fucking head.
Wow.
At 3. But that spooked me for a very long time. It spooks me when I still tell the story.
It's not messing with you. Now it's messing with your family. Messing with your son.
My son.
Yeah, that draws
a line. I will cut a bitch's throat.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
And it's not like you guys, or Connor, didn't live in that house. He lived in that house for most of his life. Weird, yeah.
7 years.
Man. Yeah, all right. So,
I've heard my name called.
Really?
Several times.
From upstairs, downstairs?
Both.
Really?
I'm upstairs, I hear it from downstairs. I'm downstairs, I hear it from upstairs. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, no, it's fucked.
Wait, so the voice that's calling your name, male, female?
Female, almost always.
Not recognizable? Could it possibly be someone you know?
No.
Okay.
Not in the house at that time.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So there you go. You got Hawaii.
It's a very active house.
Then you got Pasadena. And then, like Sean is saying,
what Pennsylvania is going to...
Oh, my God, yeah.
I buy a 100-year-old farmhouse. What the fuck is in there?
He's toying with the going back to the Midwest and seeing what happens if they decide to go that route.
Yeah.
And you come from New England, which is, again, another big paranormal area.
Correct. I don't know if I'm drawn to it or if it's drawn to me.
Well, it seems like it's always been around you, you seem to recognize it. Now, speaking of, you said earlier that when we're together, it amplifies.
Dude, we're like the Doublemint twins.
It's true. It
like you
really is true.
Me. Yeah.
And yeah, we've had weird people coming up to us out of nowhere, ignoring everybody else in the entire
and then make
restaurant
a
bar.
beeline to you and I, and they're like, "Hey!" You're like, "What?"
Yeah, and it's not like I was wearing my paranormal jacket at the time or anything like that.
No.
They literally are drawn to us. But when we were
The
at
lady
Catalina,
at Tiki Oasis was insane.
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
just she could have easily had been a ghost, and I would have been like, "Yep, that makes total sense." Just a crazy lady
Like
telling
fucking
us crazy
Overlook
stories.
Hotel style.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But we were at Catalina for a friend's bachelor party,
Christ, Phil.
and I'm a little fuzzy on the details of why did we start taking photos. Do you remember we were taking photos of
Taking video.
a video of a light without a ball of light without a source, correct?
Yep.
What do you remember? Who started that? Who noticed it?
From my remembrance, I think you were filming.
I definitely filmed it. I had it on my
You
phone
were
at
filming,
the time.
and I don't know why we started filming. I think we were just filming the room, and then suddenly on the camera, we saw a ball of light
That's
floating, but it
right.
wasn't happening in front of our eyes.
That's
I'm like,
it. Thank
"Wait."
you. That's
I'm
the
like,
connection.
Kurt, I was like, look at that ball of light. And I'm like, do you see it in real life? You're like, nope. I'm like, neither do I. It's only on
That's
camera.
right. So that's the weirder. I was like, there's a weirder part to it, and I can't think of it. So we were on this tour of whatever that octagon
The casino.
shape casino. Yeah. We're at the tour of the casino, and I'm taking video because we're on a tour and it's a
on the
cool
top
old building.
floor. Yeah.
And he's right. On video, there was a ball of light that was clear as day,
Yeah.
bouncing
It
around.
looked like fucking Glinda.
Yeah.
Floating in.
Yeah. And coming across, and there was no light source, but more importantly,
Nothing.
like Sean just said, there was no ball of light.
It looked
in
like
person.
a bubble. It looked like a bubble.
Yeah, in person,
A Glinda bubble.
nothing
But
there.
we were watching it in real time. We were watching it as we filmed it, and I'm like, look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. And you're like, what the fuck? It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, no, that's right. I knew there was another level to that story that I wasn't
Yeah.
recalling because it was a long night. It was a bachelor party. Not that we were, strippers or anything like that.
No.
It was literally we stayed up past
It was
probably
just
11
like
o'clock.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a nerd bachelor party. We're like,
And we were just tired.
Phil and I ate a 10-pound lobster,
That's true.
and that was the highlight of the evening, except for the ghost.
Yeah, no, but he is right. Like when we get together for whatever reason, when he would come over to my house, my old house in Burbank, which all regular listeners will know, there was again just something in the house. You could hear it walking
Yep.
again on a roof when there's nothing up there. There's no second floor, and yeah, and it would definitely spark up more when Sean and I were
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Talk about David's house.
All right, so that exactly.
The
So now,
Oman house.
now it brings us to David Oman's house. If you're not familiar with David Oman, he's insane.
When's the last time that you had any interaction with David?
Oh no, it's
at
been
all?
years now.
Has it now?
Yeah, it's been years now. He went off the deep end to the point where he went off on my mom on Facebook, and that's when I was like, nope.
What?
Yep. I'm like, nope, can't do that, buddy. Like you want to be crazy with me all day long. That's cool, but you get angry towards my mom.
No.
And
No.
done. So, but David Oman lives at the site of the Sharon Tate murder, the Tate LaBianca murder house.
Yep.
And,
I don't think I've ever felt a more chaotic
oh, yeah.
energy in my life other than when we went to that place. I'm like, this place, I don't know how anybody could live there. And I mean, I felt that even from just parking outside.
yeah.
I'm like, this place is bad.
Oh, God, yeah. And he's the
Poison.
cause of, not the cause of it. He is the one that, he's bringing the energy there more and more and more.
Completely is.
He's definitely again, I don't know if he's a magnet or if he's doing something to really, spark up the energy there, but he really, really is. So I took Sean, and it was going to be just Sean, myself, and David Oman. He wanted to show us his really crappy movie that he had made about the Oman house.
I hated that basement.
Oh, God, yeah. And that's where we had to watch it, was in the lowest level of the house, the most active level of the house. If you ever, look up his house, it's the most active level. But before we even got to the basement, we're sitting at his kitchen table.
Oh, fuck.
And he's going through, showing us, stuff and, trying to, impress Sean, basically.
Didn't he pull up a handwritten note from Sharon?
Yeah, so he took a note from Sharon, and then, oh no, that was from Sharon's sister, and then he took out a photo of Sharon Tate.
Yep.
And showed it to me, and then showed it to Sean, and we both handled it like you should. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, you know, if someone was handing you something priceless.
Like it's a holy relic.
Yeah, and we both were like, that's amazing. And then Sean hands it back to David, and David just chucks it on the table. Like, who gives a shit? Like you would with, like, a box of matches, you know? Like, fuck. And the second he did it, the door to the garage slams open.
Which was locked.
Locked door, slams open. And I immediately, because I wasn't 100% trusting David, even at that time, I immediately ran over to that garage. And I expected it to be one of his friends. Him pulling some kind of gimmick. There's nobody in there. I checked the door. There is no way for that door to open. Like, I tried to swing it open.
And it was aggressive the way that fucking thing opened.
It like made a mark in the wall.
Yeah.
It slammed open so loud.
Yeah.
Or so hard. And I tried to recreate
you and I
it.
Jumped a country mile.
Oh, yeah. There was no way to recreate it.
No.
And it just slammed open. And then I checked, and that door was locked.
It was locked.
And there, if you click the little lock on there, there is no way to then open it and swing it open.
Right. It was.
So, yeah, I personally think, hey, I told Sean, I'm like, you have control of the buttons, man. I told him, I'm like, you got to do it when you feel it.
Jesus.
I really feel that whatever energy is there, you disrespect it, it's going to let you know right away.
And look at all the other times you'd been there, I had someone run up on me on that second level.
Oh, that's right.
All the lights that went off around me whenever I fucking walked up those stairs. You remember that?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shit would
And it
flicker?
wasn't like Sean heard someone run up on him. I heard someone
you were there.
run up on Sean. Like you expect somebody to be up against his ass. That's how
you expect
right
Dennis Rodman is running up on
Right?
you because it was on wood floor. It sounded like someone running up a fucking basketball court.
Yeah.
To the point where I spun around and the sound stopped the second I looked.
It was loud. It was an aggressive.
I was like,
and it was
damn.
right up on Sean. But Sean's
Damn.
right. When he was walking by, almost like, well, you said that you have that slider ability that if you walk under a street light, the street lights will go out.
100%.
That's what it was doing. The lights were doing that as Sean was walking by each light in the stairwell.
Yeah, it was fucking creepy as shit.
And again, it's not like we didn't know where David Oman was or one of his buddies were there, like hitting dimmer switches.
Yeah, no,
it was the three of us. David Oman was first. I was second. Sean was bringing up the rear. And it was happening behind Sean the entire time.
It was crazy.
Yeah, man. And so, I mean, and I guarantee you that if we actually hadn't had a couple of tiki drinks beforehand and thought about it beforehand, there's more paranormal stories that you and I have had
I
together.
Think we probably forgotten more.
Oh,
than,
God, yeah.
Than we remember.
Oh, yeah.
That's how often it happens. You know, I've been around phantom noises all my life. You know, like I said, you know, names get called.
Yeah.
The two things that I remember mostly from the Pasadena house when Kelly and I were there, we have candle plates that have like three little knob.
The hell are candle plates?
You mean plates that you put a candle on and let it melt down and stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, there was one night that we were sitting in the living room. We had a candle plate on the exactly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That one.
Okay.
With the three nubs on the bottom. We were sitting there watching The Office.
Uh-huh.
And we heard the candle plate hit the ground, go clang, lung, 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 and stop.
Oh, the candle plate wasn't on the ground.
And I said to Kelly, I'm like, what did you just heard? She said it sounded like the candle plate falling on the ground. I was like,
wow.
Huh. And then upstairs one day, this is when we were staying in the room upstairs that my in-laws ended up moving into.
Mm-hmm.
Our bedroom was up there. And you know that second kitchen is right off of that bedroom.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about now, yeah.
So there was a very loud thwap that was the exact sound of a cookie sheet falling on the kitchen floor.
Sure. Yep. I know that sound. Yeah.
And I got up, walked around, and I said to Kelly, what did you just hear? He's like, sounded like a cookie sheet. Come here, please. He gets up, looks. You see a cookie sheet on the ground? She's like, no. I'm like, me neither.
Weird.
I'm like, okay.
Weird.
We've had several occurrences like that.
And like you said, now you're thinking about buying a 100-year-old house in the Midwestish area.
I would like to think that I've learned enough about how to deal with this shit.
I do think that is the case. I don't think that anything has been telling you to get out ever.
No.
It's just making sure that you know it's there and it ain't going anywhere.
And it's funny, ever since we put the house on the market, that upstairs closet has started opening again by itself.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very common
I
thing.
had to put a shoe in front of it just so it wouldn't start. But it's funny, and every time I go up there and it's open, before I'd be like filled with dread, now I just walk past it. I'm like, fuck off.
Just annoyed with it.
I'm like, geez, fuck off.
Well, that was happening at my house, the Burbank house, where there was one night where the TV kept popping on. And it was never like I got scared that the TV kept coming on. It was like, I got to work tomorrow morning. Can you
Seriously,
not do
you're
this
like,
right now?
Can you fuck all the way
yeah.
off, please?
And I just
You're
kept
like,
turning it
I'm
off
just-
and be like, shut
fuck
up, man.
off.
Leave me alone.
Unplug it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's some people, it's funny, you see some of these ghost stories and people are like, well, and then I just turned over and went to sleep.
Yeah.
And so many people are like, how could you? I'm like, trust me. You can be like, fuck off.
I don't have time for you today.
I'm not dealing with this tonight.
Yeah.
And it does get like that.
Oh no, it really does. Like it is like having a roommate that sometimes you just don't have time for. And
Yeah.
it's like, look, man, just leave me alone tonight. We'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right. Any other crazy, weird paranormal stories? We're at about time, actually. It's perfect timing now. But I want to give you the opportunity. Any other crazy, weird paranormal stories that you'd like to share?
Not that I can immediately think of, but I'm certainly going to keep you posted.
Oh God! Well,
Because
I
I
know
think
that's
there's
the case.
more to come.
Oh, that's not even a doubt in my
I
life.
mean, you've been in the loop for so long. You've seen most of the shit that I've dealt with or heard about it right after. So,
oh God, yeah. No, that's the thing is that, like I said, you've talked a little bit about most of this stuff on live episodes, but back in the pandemic. But if you weren't in those weird random live episodes, it's very easy to miss it. And I would hazard a guess that 99% of the listeners nowadays were not there at those times. And even the regular listeners that were there at those times probably weren't there on that specific day at that specific time.
Seriously.
Yeah. Well, all right.
I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to...
No, man. I'm so
share.
happy to have you on here. It is one thing that I've always wanted to have you on this show. And not to be like, all right, Sean, I want you to bone up on a topic and then come and tell us the topic. I wanted you just to be on the show.
Off the
just
cuff.
Yeah, you and I just having a conversation after we've had a couple of tiki drinks and just relax.
I think that's when we're at our best.
Yeah,
So.
I do too. So hopefully everybody that's listening to this got a kick out of this. Make sure that...
Yeah, thank you for letting me sit in.
Oh God, yeah. All right, if you want... That could have been a lot worse throughout the whole story.
Yeah, seriously.
If you want people to find you, where could those people find you?
I guess on Facebook.
Okay.
Or Instagram.
Okay, and how would they go about doing that?
Just search for Sean Bishop. They'll see me.
There you go. It's
Yeah.
that easy, everybody. And future Kurt is back. Oh, wait, I should do this. Nope. And future Kurt is back. There we go. It's much better. Thank you, Sean Bishop. I really do appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you being my friend. I appreciate you being willing to tell all your paranormal tales. Yeah, man, he's the best. Don't care what anybody says. Not that anybody's ever said the opposite, but even if they did, I wouldn't care. Sean Bishop is the best. Once again, I am your host, Kurt Sandvig. Like I said, I've already got the next episode, the outline done for the story that I want to do, but it's only about a 30-minute episode. I really like to do episodes closer to an hour. So my thought or my plan is I am going to find another story that kind of connects to this one
But this next episode is one that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. And if I can't, then guess what? Next episode's going to be a shorter episode. But my plan is to have it out by Monday. I'm putting myself on a more of a rigid schedule in my brain because work has been so hectic that if I don't, it just kind of gets lost. And that's the last thing I want to do is have this show get lost. So, once again, I'm your host, Kurt Sandvig, and this has been another edition of Paranormal Almanac. Thank you for listening. By Monday, we should have another episode. Thank you so much.